Imagine Elohor, my younger sister, telling me that she will sponsor my wedding. What a show off! What effrontery! Chai! Hmm. Mama Kome asked her daughter to leave everything to her. Elo, marry a prince? That will never happen. Mama Kome swore as she hugged her daughter. Elo returned to Hagbo, feeling sorry for her mother and sisters. Warri Town is not what it used to be, and it is very glaring that her sisters are being affected. Their shiny bright skins had turned pale and their growths stunted. She is torn between helping her mother and sisters or just staying away from them. I'm not even sure if they love me because of my fame or if they truly miss me. What if I get heartbroken again after forgiving him? Elohor thought about this for days before she decided that she would forgive them and bring them to live with her. Her house is too big and it can be lonely being in there alone sometimes. So, Elohor wrote a letter to Ovie inviting her and the rest of her family to Hagbo. She asked them not to come with anything as everything they will be needing will be provided for them. When Mama Kume and her kids got to Elohor's home, they opened their mouths wide in surprise. Mama Kume asked Elohor if the house truly belonged to her, and Elohor replied in the affirmative. Yes, it is mine, Mama. My years of storytelling gave me all this. Mama Kume walked inside the house grudgingly, unhappy that Elohor would be the one to own such a big house. So she was faking her laughter and smiles to prevent Elohor from suspecting anything. After being entertained, Mama Kume and her kids sat in the sitting room watching a TV. The family began to catch up. Ovi told Elohor everything that happened while she's away from the village. She informs her that a lot of people missed her storytelling, and even though she tried to fill in the void, they did not enjoy her storytelling style as much as they enjoyed Elohor's own, and they always live in disappointment. But with time, people got used to not listening to your stories again, and since I couldn't replace you, everyone moved on. Ovie said. Mama Kume informs Elo that her elder sister, Kume, will be getting married soon and they will be needing all the support they can get from her. Elo replied that it is not a problem. She will do everything to make the wedding a memorable one for her sister. That night, Mama Kume could not bear to keep her emotions in check. She began to cry, and when Elo asked her why she couldn't say anything, Mama Elo was actually crying because deep down, she wanted her first child, Kume, to be in Elo's position. She wondered how Elo, as ugly as she is, will have to be the one in such a position out of all her beautiful girls. She cried and cried, unhappy and angry at Elo's success. Even though they did not know the reason for her tears, Elo and her sisters hugged her and asked her to stop crying. I want everyone to understand that we are a family and everything I own belongs to you, my mom, and my siblings. I will not sit back and enjoy while my family languishes in poverty. Everything that happened in the past should be left in the past. This is present and we should enjoy every bit of it. Ella smiled and her mother smiled back, looking away immediately. She hasn't been able to keep eye contact with Elo since she was a child because looking at Elo makes her unhappy and she still feels the same way. 3 days later, Mama Kome informed Elo that she will be leaving soon because she has clothes to deliver for her customers and they will be angry with her if she doesn't deliver on time. But the truth is, Mama Kome is not comfortable staying in the house knowing that it belongs to Elo, so she wanted to get out of there quickly. Ella informed her mother that she has some unoccupied houses in Harbour. She wants her mother to stay in a bigger apartment and leave their old dilapidated building, but her mother insisted that she has customers in Warri and would love to keep staying there. She gave her mom a huge sum of money to renovate their old house and make it more habitable, and Mama Hello collected it reluctantly. Kome and Ene decided to stay for a few more days while Ovie told her mom that she would be staying with Elo permanently. Now that their mother was gone, the girls were free like a bird and I did everything with Elo. They would stay in the vehicle while she attended meetings or tell stories in different villages. The girls were always there to cheer Elo and motivate her. One day, Elo had just finished telling stories to a large crowd in a very big village called Asaba. She was going back to her car when someone brought her a letter. The seal shows that the letter was sent by a dignitary. She opened it in the car and found out it was the Prince of Asaba who sent it to her. In the letter, the prince was professing his love to her and he asked her to marry her. After reading the letter, Elohor dumped it in the trash can. Isn't. When her sister asked her why she did that, she explained to them that every man has wanted to marry her since she became famous and she knows they are after her fame and money. Kume asked her if she has ever thought of giving any of them a chance, but Elohor replied, at first, I would reply their letters and decline their marriage proposal. But rather than try to convince me, many of them would write me back to tell me that I wouldn't find a man to marry me if I continue declining their marriage offers. So to them, they are doing me a favor by asking for my hand in marriage. I do not wish for that kind of marriage. I want a man who loves me for me and not for my fame or money. She said that she would not reply the letter because it always ends the same way. She told her sisters that she would find her true love one day and she believes the time will come very soon. Then she tossed the letter in the trash inside the car. 3 days later, the Prince of Asaba visited Elohor. He was a charming young man, and for a moment, Elohor and her sisters were speechless. As the prince introduced himself to Elohor, she was carried away by his vigor. Hi, I'm Prince Azuka from Asaba village, he introduced himself. Hello couldn't resist admiring the young handsome man, but she quickly composed herself and invited him inside. The prince asked if she received his letter, and Ella replied that she did. Then, searching her eyes, he asked, so, what is your response? Their eyes met, but Ella quickly looked away. She told him her response is no, because she doesn't know why a handsome prince from a wealthy royal family would want to marry someone like her. I'm not a princess, so why me? Elo asked. The prince was surprised. He asked her why she would imply that she's not deserving of a prince's love because she's not a princess, when he thinks she's the most beautiful woman he has ever seen and he hasn't been able to sleep well ever since he set his eyes on her. Elo sat there staring at the pins. It's baffled her that the prince would think she's beautiful when almost everyone she has met never liked her for her looks. Hello did not believe Prince Azuka. If he wasn't from a wealthy family, she would have sworn that he was there for her money. But then, she didn't know what to believe. After deliberating for a few seconds, she told the prince that she would think about his proposal. Then she introduced her sisters to the prince. Kome, her elder sister, was all over the prince, but he paid no attention to her. Hello watched as Kome shook the prince's hands and refused to let go. She asked him to come explore the beautiful estate with her, but the prince declined, saying he would prefer doing that with his host, Elo, if she doesn't mind. Elo is confused because she has never been in any relationship, and things like this looked alien to her. Ovie quickly chipped in by replying, yes, she would not mind, and she dragged Elo towards the prince, while Kome looked away. Kome was leaving in anger when Elo asked her to come with him, but she said it's okay as she rushed upstairs. Ovie gives Elo a questioning look, but she doesn't understand what is going on. After taking Prince Azuka around the estate, he told her that he enjoyed her company and that she should let him know as soon as she made up her mind about the marriage proposal. I want you to take your time, Elo. I'm not in a rush, and I wouldn't want you to make a wrong decision. Marriage is a long time commitment, and if you're not ready for it, I will respect your decision. He told her that he would like to visit anytime she's available again, and she gave him a date. When Oleo got back home, she quickly went to Kome's room to apologize to her for the prince's behavior towards her. But Kome replies that it's okay. That night, Oleo began to talk about Azuka while they eat. Prince Azuka seemed like a really nice person though, or what do you think? She asked the girls. Yes, he seemed really nice. I like him already, Ovie replied, smiling sheepishly. Kome and Ene did not say anything, and the girls ate in silence. 3 days later, her two sisters, Kome and Ene, informed Elohor that they would be going back to Warri, and Elohor gave them lots of gifts. She also asked the driver to drop them off. Before they left, Elohor asked them if everything was fine because their behavior towards her changed after the prince's visit, but the girls assured her that everything was fine. After they left, Ovie told Elohor to be careful of Kome and her mother because they are always gossiping about her in their room. Mama and Kome believes you do not deserve to have such a wealth as her younger sister, and also because she is more beautiful. Mama left because she's not happy that you are in this position, Ovie told her one day. Ella was heartbroken to hear that her mother and sister would feel that way, despite the fact that she was ready to forgive them for their past mistakes and even change their lives for the better. But then, Ella knows she has done her best. When Kome got back to Warri, she informed her mother that she met a handsome prince at Ella's place, but she snatched him from her just because she's rich. Kome began to cry and informed her mother of the prince's next visit. She wants her mother to meet the prince and convince him to marry her, since she's more beautiful. Mama, you need to see Prince Azuka. He is very handsome. He is the kind of son-in-law any mother would pray for. Kome told her mother. Mama, it's also a great opportunity for us to become wealthy and show Elo that we can also make our own money. Our arrogance is just too much. Imagine Elohor, my younger sister, telling me that she will sponsor my wedding. What a show off! What effrontery! Chai! Hmm. Mama Kome asked her daughter to leave everything to her. Elo, marry a prince? That will never happen. Mama Kome swore as she hugged her daughter. Prince Azuka and Elo met at a public place during their next visit, and the two had a great time together. Elo had fallen in love with the prince, and she kept wondering if it was real or not. They met many times after that, and she always wished for the meeting not to end. There is no doubt that the prince loves Elo so much, and he is doing everything to prove it to her. For the first time in her life, Elo was treated with utmost respect and love, and she returned every bit of it and more to make the prince know that he did not make the wrong choice. One day, Mama Kume visited Elo. Her mother accused her of not visiting them now that she's famous and rich. But Kume replied, "But Mama, I have told you severally that I can't have my meetings in Warri. People know me here. I have other houses here in Hagbo where you can live, but you have refused to leave Warri. Ovie told me you barely have customers these days, so what are you doing there? Also, Father barely comes home these days. He doesn't even know if I'm dead or alive, and he doesn't even care about you and my sisters. So what are you still doing in Warri?" Mama Kume shoved her question aside and she worried inside the house. She told Elo to help them with the funds she promised for Kume's wedding. "The wedding date is drawing near and we need to start making some preparations," Mama Kume said. "Okay, Mama, I'm coming," Elo replied as she went upstairs to get the money from her room. She gave her 10 bundles of cash, but rather than thank her, Mama Kume told her that they would be needing more money to renovate their building in Warri. "The money you gave me the last time barely covered the windows and ceilings. We need to change the house paints, chairs, kitchen utensils, and other important things." Ella wanted to tell her mother that the money she gave her the last time she came would renovate a duplex and she will still have some change left, but she decided against it. She gave her more money, but she felt bad because her mother did not even appreciate it. She still believes it is too small. Mama Koma got up to leave after collecting the money, and Ella asked her why she's leaving so soon, and she gave the same response that her customers would be waiting for her. Ella felt so bad at her mother's behavior, and she began to wonder if she has not brought problems upon herself by accepting them back in her life. Ella sat there thinking, and it occurred to her that her mother never apologized for treating her badly while she was growing up. She just moved in with her and her sisters that day. So she must have thought that I deserved all the bad treatment back then. And I actually thought she was crying because she felt remorseful. Hello began to understand, but she did not know what to do or think. She decided that she will focus on getting better at her skill and avoid thinking about her mother. A few days passed and Elo looked forward to meeting Prince Azuka. The last time they met, he told her that he has a surprise for her and she has been looking forward to it for days. But on the set date, Elohor waited for hours for the arrival of the prince, but he did not show up. She was worried and could not sleep throughout the entire night. The next day, she waited at the venue at the same time, hoping that he would show up, but she did not see any sign of Prince Azuka. She began to worry and hoped that nothing bad has happened to the prince. By morning, she traveled down to Asaba to find out if the prince was fine. But when she got there, she met the shock of her life. The prince was getting married to someone else, and the guards were told not to allow her in. She tried to know whom the prince got married to, but the crowd blocked her view. Ella sat outside the gate crying. She blamed herself for thinking that a handsome prince like Azuka would marry someone like her. But then, a thought occurred to her. Why would he go through the stress of traveling down to Hagbo to meet me if he never loved me? Ella began to think that something must be wrong because she believes Azuka loves her and will never try to break her heart. She sat in her car, waiting for a guard to come around so she could ask him who got married to the prince.